Let's introduce our last speaker for this block. We've got Alen coming up and talking all about scaling. That's one of my favorite topics, actually.
$200 billion per year is what's been invested in AI-optimized servers. That is nearly 10 times the yearly budget of the Apollo program that got us to the moon. The top 10% of AI adopters are already achieving 30% more profits than their peers. And GenAI is not just a promise. There is plenty of examples and companies that have unlocked tremendous benefits and value. Let's see a few examples. In terms of GenAI document drafting, at the Mayo Clinic, they have 7,000 clinicians who used to spend half of their workdays documenting patient encounters. That ultimately interfered with them providing patient care, and it also contributed to stress and job dissatisfaction. By integrating GenAI capabilities that would transcribe patient encounters, enter data into electronic health records, as well as process information for prescriptions and orders, they've been able to reduce this workload by 70%. In another example of AI-aided software development, it's also a very big use case, and McKinsey has evaluated that it can generate 20 to 45% productivity gains, particularly helping in tasks such as generating initial code drafts, generating new system designs, as well as helping with code corrections and refactoring. AI can also be exceptionally good in root cause investigation. And at Autodesk has been able to reduce their mean time to recovery by 85% and their incident rate by 70%. Finally, you might have also heard about how Klarna has been able to reduce their customer service costs by 70% in their first year of adopting GenAI by integrating AI customer service agent. Yet, most companies are still struggling big time to unlock the value from GenAI at scale. And even though the vast majority of executives see it as a top 3 strategic priorities, only a few, actually a quarter of them, are seeing already the value from it. And indeed, today, with all the tools out there, building a pilot is relatively easy, yet creating a scalable and compliant enterprise-grade solution requires really deep expertise that many companies struggle. So let's see why our company is actually struggling to get the value from GenAI at scale. At Visium, we categorize the pitfalls across 4 areas, which are strategic barriers, compliance and risk barriers, data and tech foundations, as well as people and adoption barriers. In terms of strategic barriers, what differentiates most companies from AI leaders is that most companies are placing too many bets and focus on smaller scale, productivity-focused initiatives. They also do not have robust systems to measure the value of their initiatives, specifically around financial KPIs, and they oftentimes underestimate the distinction from going from a proof of concept to a solution in production. On the other hand, AI leaders are focusing on a small set of initiatives that has been strategically identified. They scale these initiatives swiftly, and they change core processes along the way. They also systematically measure operational and financial returns of their initiatives, and they allocate the vast majority of their investments on reshaping key functions and inventing new offerings. In terms of compliance and risk barriers, most companies are slowed down by compliance bottlenecks such as good practice guidelines and regulations. They have unclear risk ownership across the life cycle, and they face challenges in managing internal governance and security requirements. On the other hand, AI leaders have centralized data management and data privacy and security risks. They have also clear risk ownership and responsibilities in place, and they define clear guardrails and LLM model evaluation systems. When it comes to data and tech foundations, most companies are still faced with a fragmented IT and digital solution landscape. They suffer from poor data quality and accessibility, and they lack data standardization and ownership, while in the meantime, AI leaders have been investing and are still investing proactively in technological foundation for a modern tech and data infrastructure. They leverage reusable components, and they stay ahead of the curve readying themselves for what's coming, such as agentic AI and real-world AI. By way of example, one of our clients has took a bet with us on generative AI already in 2018, which helped them today really be one of the leading companies in the sector. In terms of people and adoption barriers, most companies lack the sufficient pull-through to overcome the change management hurdles, and they buy solutions that cannot be customized to the user needs, hindering adoption, and also struggle to truly reimagine and change their workflows. On the other hand, the AI leaders co-design and involve the end users along the journey. They invest in AI talents internally and externally and upskill their workforce continuously, and they have leadership buy-in to change processes and innovate. To address all these challenges, we offer a verticalized GenAI platform as well as comprehensive implementation and customization services. And ultimately, we enable our clients to accelerate GenAI value by benefiting of reusable components, assetized use cases, as well as risk and responsibility processes that are ready to go. That is how we empower organizations to innovate and become market leaders with AI and data.